Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, November the 6th. We had no NBA games on Tuesday for Election Day, so that's why you didn't see a video from me Tuesday, but we got a 12-game slate for Wednesday, guys, and I'm going to give you some early plays I do like for this Wednesday slate, taking a first look at the board on Tuesday night when I'm recording this video. We already have a good amount of props up for Wednesday's games. The night before, you can see all that's available already. I got 3 early plays I do like for Wednesday that we're going to break down and share in this video. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they help you out, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And also, if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to sign up, use promo code NOAH, and when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So sign up, make a deposit. You only have to deposit $10, put $10 in, play a $5 lineup. Even if that lineup loses, you'll get $50 in promo funds added to your account that you can use towards additional lineups, and then any money you win off those is credit that's withdrawable if you want to withdraw that money. But definitely go check out Prizepicks, guys. And again, make sure to use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. And also, I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. And you guys can sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. So if you put in $100, Sleeper will match that. They'll give you an additional $100 to play with. And for those of you that don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks where you're just picking more or less on player projections. You're building out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can mix and match sports, and you can win up to 100x your money. So if you guys do want to go check out Sleeper, again, download their app, sign up, make a deposit, and use promo code NOAH to get your first deposit matched up to $100 over on Sleeper. But yeah, guys, we got some props to talk about for this Wednesday slate. 3 plays I'm liking. Now, I do want to recap our plays from Monday before we talk through today's plays. So we hit 2 out of the 3 plays that we gave out Monday. Unfortunately, the one play that missed was Rudy Gobert over 11.5 rebounds. Gobert, I think, only had like 7 or 8 rebounds, I want to say, on Monday. The game wound up being a blowout against the Hornets. Love the matchup for Gobert, but didn't get his full minutes because of the blowout. Wasn't really effective on the boards either, kind of like I thought he would be. But our other 2 plays did hit, so we still went 2 out of 3 Wednesday. Hopefully you guys were able to at least make a little bit of money. Typically, I do recommend, however many plays I give out, whether it's 2, 3, 4 plays, typically recommend to either like mix and match them or take the plays I give out, then add a couple plays you like and do like a 5 or a 6 pick. That's the way that I would play it. Obviously, you could do a power play. You could do like a 3-pick power or 4-pick power, whatever it may be, but that does carry a little bit more risk since you do have to hit every pick in order to win money that way. Whereas if you mix and match or maybe do a flex play or something, it does provide a little bit of insurance. But I got 3 picks for this Wednesday slate. You can take these 3 plays, maybe add them to a couple plays that you like and do like a 5-pick or a 6-pick. That's usually what I always recommend to do, but it's up to you. Just wanted to give you guys some early plays I did like for this Wednesday slate. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first play for Wednesday. It's going to be a PRA prop, and the prop that I'm liking here is Jalen Duren for more than 25.5 PRA. Now, I was already looking at the prop lines before I started recording this video. I was looking at them earlier today when I was away from home, and I saw Duren's PRA line opened at 24.5. Really liked it. Knew that that was going to be a prop that I was going to be targeting. Unfortunately, got ready to make my video tonight, and the line's already moved up to 25.5. But even at 25.5, I still do like the over here for Jalen Duren. Now, if you look at Jalen Duren's game log this season, and if you look at his last 5 games, he's only gone over this line in 2 out of his last 5 games. He has gone over it in back-to-back games. And so far for the whole season, Duren, I believe, has only gone over this line in, I think, 4 games. Yeah, 4 out of 8 games so far this season. However, you have to look at some of the games he went under. So one of the games he went under was against Cleveland, which is a very, very tough matchup for centers. Another game he went under was against Miami, another very tough matchup for centers. He went under against Philadelphia because he fouled out in 11 minutes. He went under against the Knicks because he only played 18 minutes. And so the 4 games he went under, 2 of them were very tough matchups against Cleveland and Miami. And then the other 2 games, he only played 11 and 18 minutes. But he went over against the Lakers last game, went over against the Nets, went over at the beginning of the season against the Pacers, and then went over in a tough matchup against the Celtics. Duren has been pretty productive this season. When he's been on the court, he's averaging 9 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. And that's with him only averaging 25 minutes per game. His average in terms of minutes have been down just because of those 2 games where he got in foul trouble and then only played 18 minutes. But I think more times than not, we should expect Jalen Duren to play like 30 to 32 minutes. He played 33 minutes in this game against the Nets. He played 24 minutes last game against the Lakers, but he was in foul trouble in that game. Obviously, going up against Anthony Davis, that was a scary spot for Duren in terms of defensive purposes. If he was going to have to guard AD, there was definitely going to bring foul trouble risk. Not as concerned about that in this matchup against Charlotte. Charlotte does not really have a big that you worry about drawing fouls. I mean, their starting center, Nick Richards, is out right now, so they're probably going to be starting Grant Williams at center. Last game, they actually started Taj Gibson at center. We'll see if they do that again. But regardless, this is a matchup that Duren should have a lot of success in. This is a Charlotte team that has historically been a good matchup for centers. Last season, Charlotte was one of the best matchups in terms of giving up points and rebounds to the center position. They gave up the third most points to centers last season and the second most rebounds. So far this season, I believe they're top 10 in points allowed to centers, and then they're just outside I think they're like they rank like halfway in terms of rebounds allowed to centers. They've just kind of been a middling matchup for rebounds allowed, but I like this spot in terms of rebounding opportunities for Duren. Again, Charlotte, they just don't really have any great rebounding bigs. They've historically not been a good rebounding team. Taj Gibson, not a guy that you really worry about keeping Duren off the board. So this feels like a really, really good spot for Jalen Duren. Charlotte's also a team that gives up a lot of points in the paint, and that's where Duren can do a lot of his scoring. Last season, Charlotte was bottom 10 in points in the paint allowed per game. So far this season, they rank 17th in points allowed in the paint. So this is a matchup that sets up really well for Duren. He's facing a team that can't rebound. He's facing a team that gives up points in the paint, and that's where Duren thrives. He thrives on getting putbacks, dominating on the boards. He's historically been a great rebounder. Love the matchup for him here, and this is a matchup he's had a lot of success in. You can look at his history against Charlotte if you want to factor it in. I know some people don't like looking at past history versus a certain team, but if you do look at it, Duren has had a lot of success against Charlotte. He is over this PRA line in, I believe, 4 out of 6 games against the Hornets, and then 2 of the games he went under, or actually, yeah, he's over this line in 4 out of 6 games against the Hornets, and 2 of the games he went under, he only played 22 minutes and 21 minutes. He had 24 PRA in 22 minutes, and then he had 19 PRA in 21 minutes. But then the other 4 games against Charlotte, played 30 minutes, had 31 PRA, played 33 minutes, had 28 PRA, had 34 PRA in 35 minutes, and then had 28 PRA in 36 minutes. So he's been really good against Charlotte in the past. It's a great matchup. He's playing a lot better lately. This is a spot where he should be able to avoid foul trouble. I don't really worry about Charlotte, drawing fouls on Duren. They're not a team that typically draws a lot of fouls. So really like this spot for Jalen Duren. Like him for more than 25.5 PRA here. I don't mind taking more than 23 points plus rebounds too. I think that's a pretty solid play. But with points plus rebounds, you're betting on Duren to get like 2 assists if you take PRA instead of points plus rebounds. And for what it's worth, Duren has had at least 2 assists in all but 2 games this season. So I think I like the PRA a little bit more than points plus rebounds, but both these props are good. Really like the spot for Jalen Duren. Think he has a lot of success here in this matchup against the Hornets. So that's the first prop I'm liking. Next prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a Derek White prop. And I'm liking Derek White for more than 4.5 assists. So the last 2 games, Derek White has seen his assist number spike. Now, he did only have 2 assists in that game against Charlotte, but if you look more into it, he had 8 potential assists in that game. So the assist opportunities were there. He just, his teammates were missing a lot of shots off of his assist opportunities. He had 6 missed assists because of missed shots. And then last game against the Hawks, he had 6 assists in that game, and he actually led the team with 14 potential assists in that game against the Hawks. And I think the reason we're seeing the assist numbers spike for Derek White right now is because there is no Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has been out the last 2 games, and Jaylen Brown has already been ruled out for this game against the Warriors. And without Jaylen Brown, that's going to help Derek White overall from a usage perspective. He's just going to be more involved in the offense. And it should also help him from an assist perspective because he's just going to have the ball in his hands more. If you look at his passes made over the last 2 games, so far this season in terms of passes made per game, Derek White's averaging 48.5 passes made per game, which is second most on the team. The last 2 games without Jaylen Brown, he has averaged, if I can get it to load, let's see. Yeah, the last 2 games without Jaylen Brown, he's averaged 54.5 passes made per game, which is actually the most on the team. So Derek White has just been facilitating more, likely because he's had the ball in his hands more. When you take a high usage player like Jaylen Brown off the floor, it's going to open up more opportunity for all these guys, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, and especially Derek White. He's historically been a guy that really benefits whenever one of Tatum or Brown are out. Obviously, Brown is the guy that's out right now. And Derek White, again, over this assist line in only one of his last or 3 of his last 5 games, but I really want to highlight these last 2 games because these have been without Jaylen Brown. We saw the assist numbers be stronger last game against Atlanta. The assist numbers were not good against Charlotte on the second, but again, he had 8 potential assists in that game. Just got a little bit unlucky to only finish with 2 assists. If he's going to continue to average 10, 11, 12 potential assists, which is what he's been, that's what he's been averaging per game without Jaylen Brown, I feel like we got a pretty good chance of getting 5 assists more times than not from Derek White. And if you do look at what Derek White did last season without Jaylen Brown, so he played 8 games without Jaylen Brown last season. He had 5 assists in 4 out of those 8 games. 2 of the games, though, where he went under were games he only played 28 minutes. He played 28 minutes against Brooklyn, had 4 assists. He played 28 minutes against Memphis, had 3 assists. Derek White typically plays like 34, 35 minutes. He's averaging 33 minutes per game this season. He's been playing upper 30s in minutes in competitive games. This game against the Warriors has a 6-point spread, so it should be competitive. So I think this is a spot where we can project Derek White for 33, 34 minutes. And if you give me 33, 34 minutes from Derek White with no Jaylen Brown, I like our chances of getting 5 assists here. Again, the ball handling role is gonna spike without Brown. That's been the case the last 2 games. Leading the team in potential assists over the last 2 games, or actually led the team in potential assists last game. I think he's second on the team in potential assists over the last 2 games, and he's leading the team in passes made per game over the last 2 games. So we're seeing a lot more facilitating from Derek White lately without JB, and I think that continues on Wednesday night. So going to take Derek White for more than 4.5 assists. And then third and final prop that I like, we're going to look at a Zion prop, and I like Zion for less than 40 PRA. This is another line that I was looking at when it first opened. It was at 40.5, and it's already gone down to 40. But at 40, I still like the under on 40 PRA for Zion. And let's kind of talk through this prop on Zion. So we've only seen Zion play in 5 games this season. He was dealing with an illness to start the season, and I think that caused him to miss I want to say he missed a game or 2 with an illness. And then we finally saw him, come back. He was on a minutes limit though, so when he did make his, debut this season, he was on a minutes limit. He only played 29 minutes against Portland. Next game he played 28 minutes, and then now he's starting to deal with a hamstring injury. So he's listed, or not hamstring, for a thigh injury. So he's listed as questionable for this game with right thigh soreness. I believe he was also dealing with a hamstring injury too. When he got ruled out Monday, last game against Portland, they ruled him out for a hamstring and a thigh injury. So Zion's kind of banged up right now. I want to say he's been out the last 2 games, I believe. We don't know if he plays Wednesday, if he's going to be on a minutes limit or not. The Pelicans have historically been pretty cautious with Zion just because he's a guy that, does have injury history. He's someone you want to try and keep healthy. Obviously, when he's healthy, he is a dominant player. But I would not be surprised that if Zion does play today, that he's on some sort of minutes limit. Now, is he going to go out there and play 20 minutes? No, but he could definitely be limited to 30 minutes. And if Zion only plays 30 minutes against Cleveland, I like our chances of him going under 40 PRA, even if he plays full minutes here, even if he plays 34, 35 minutes. This is still a really, really tough matchup. Now, if you look at Zion's history against Cleveland, he has done really well against the Cavs in the past. Last time he played Cleveland, he had 33 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, really big game. He had 38 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists the game before that. But he's also had some games where he has struggled. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. This, if you ever would think of a matchup that would be a tough one for Zion, I think this would be it. Zion is a player that thrives around the rim, in the paint. He does really well against teams that can't protect the paint, that are undersized. That's not the case with this Cleveland team. Cleveland's got 2 great rim protectors in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. These are 2 guys that protect the paint really well. They can block a lot of shots. They're just not an easy team to score around the rim. Last season, Cleveland gave up the 4th fewest points per game in the paint. So they were a team that did not give up much scoring in the paint. And so far this season, Cleveland's given up the 8th fewest points per game in the paint. So I think if there was ever a matchup for Zion to maybe struggle a little bit, this would be the matchup against Cleveland. Again, they're a great defensive team. They've historically been a great defensive team. So far this season, I want to say they've still been very solid defensively. Let's see. In terms of defensive rating, Cleveland still ranks, they're top 5 in defensive rating this season. Last season, Cleveland ranked, they ranked 7th in defensive rating. Just Cleveland, they've historically been a great defensive team. They've historically been a team that kind of plays a little bit slower as well. I want to say Cleveland has picked up the pace a little bit this year. They rank 10th in pace this season. So Cleveland's playing a little bit faster, but they're still really good defensively. They still protect the paint very well. Just not a great matchup here for Zion. He's dealing with a thigh injury right now. Been out for the last few games. Even if he plays Wednesday night, I think there's at least a possibility that he's on some sort of minutes limit. So there's enough working against Zion here for me to like the under on 40 PRA. This line was at 40.5. Earlier today, I would have liked to have gotten it at 40.5. Even at 40, I still like the under. DraftKings Sportsbook has his line at 39.5. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this line go down again to 39.5. So give me the under on 40 PRA for Zion as our third and final play for Wednesday, guys. So that's what we're going to roll with as our 3 props for Wednesday's NBA games. I think we got 12 games for Wednesday, so it's a relatively big slate. Wanted to give you guys some early plays I liked. Again, I'm recording this video on Tuesday night, so kind of my first looks at the board. As always, I will share more props for today. I do give those out, over on Patreon. So if you guys do want more Prizepicks plays from me, more in-depth analysis on the props I give out over there, check that out. It's linked down below in the description. But as always, I do appreciate you guys watching the content over on YouTube, the free content I put out on YouTube. Just hit that like button, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And also, if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to sign up, use promo code NOAH, and when you place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account as long as you sign up with code NOAH. But that's all that I got for Wednesday. Good luck on the slate, guys. Let's make some money, and I will see you guys in the next one.